Welcome back to our next video based on class 12 informative practices. So we are going to discuss some more questions based on the objective type. So the next question is, dash method in pandas can be used to change the label of rows and columns of a series of data frame or data frame. So to change the label of, we need to change the label of either row or column. So how we will do that? Which function that we will use for that? Definitely we will depend on which function? We will depend on rename function. Within the rename function as a dictionary, we will pass the value. So within the rename, we will provide index equal to. If you are changing the index, we will provide index equal to. So method in pandas is used to change the label of rows or columns. So if you record, you can change both the row or column by using the rename function. Only change that we will provide within the function is we will provide either column or index attribute there. So that's the only thing that you need to remember based on that. Then we are moving to the next question. Predict the output. So here we are declaring a dictionary variable. Let's say list of dictionary that we are declaring here. So within the first declaration, we are providing 3 keys, and within the second one, we are providing only 2 keys. Here, the third data, this particular data that's missing within the next dictionary. So like that, they are creating the dictionary variable, and by using that, we are declaring a data frame. And then we are providing the index as student1 and student2. So like that, we are providing the index numbers or indexing as student1 and student2, and along with that we are providing the columns, 2 column names that we are providing here, English and chemistry that we provided there. Then df3 within square bracket physics equal to 45 comma 56 and print of df3. So if that's the coding that we provided there, which output that we will get when you execute this one, whether they will execute it correctly or they will provide an error message there. That's the question. So we are going to execute this particular coding within the interface as the first step. So after the import statement, we are going to provide that coding. So we declared a list of dictionary, then we created the data frame by passing that particular variable within the data frame function, and along with the data frame function, we are providing the column names and index there. We are providing both the index and column name there. Then we are trying to add one more data. Here I am just commenting this particular statement for counter checking whether it's worked properly or not. So we executed a particular statement, and what happened? What's the output that we will get when you execute this one? And we need to identify here. So here, what's happened? The df3, that's the data frame variable that we provided, and the index that we use there is student1 and student2, and 3 columns that they are sitting there, maths, chemistry and physics. That's the multiple columns that we provided there, and within the columns field we provide only 2 data. So what will happen when you execute it? We can put the value NaN there. The reason is that English field that's not there within the execution statement. So what will happen? That particular statement that will not be worked properly. So that particular field that's skipped, or that particular value that's filled with the NaN value, that particular English that's not part of this particular dictionary. So only maths, chemistry and physics values that they provided there. So only that particular fields that we can display there. So here we provide another column name there. So definitely that particular column that will be filled with the NaN. So that's the situation how we will do the coding section there. And one more thing that you need to identify here, df3 within square bracket physics equal to. So two values that we are trying to provide there within the df3 variable. So what will be the output there? That particular value that's added there. So the existing column value that's updated with the new value. 45 and 56, that's the values that we provided now. So we already provided student one value as 87, but that particular value is overwritten by 45, and second student detail, it will be filled with the 56. So that's the output that we will get. So which one will be the correct one? They are providing three options, and here you can see that particular column that's filled with the NaN, then the chemistry and physics values that's taken there. So this option A, that's the correct answer. I hope that's clear now. So whenever we are providing a dictionary, the keys that must be passed as the column name. The keys that we provided within the dictionary, the same value that you need to pass as the column name. Otherwise, they will fill that particular field with the NaN, not a number. It will be filled there. So again, we are moving to the next question. The command to delete the record with index 1 in data frame df. Which command that we will use for deleting the data frame with the index number 1? The index number 1 data that we need to delete there. So which statement that we will use for that? For deleting a specific row or column. Both the row and column that we can delete by using df.drop function. df.drop function that we can use for deleting both the row and column. But when you are using del df of 1, what will happen? Only the columns that will be deleted. Del statement that will be used for deleting a column, that's not used for deleting the row. So here when you provide, which one will be the correct answer? df dot drop of 1. df dot drop of 1, option B, that's the correct answer. Is it possible to use pop function there? And we are going to counter check. So here is data frame that's already generated, and we are going to delete the 0th row. If that's a situation, how we will do that? df3 equal to df3 dot pop function that we are trying to provide here with the 0th index. Is it permitted? That's not permitted. They are raising the error. So the only option that we can use here is which function that we can use there? Instead of pop, which function? Drop function that we need to use there. If you use drop there, then what will happen? That data that will be deleted. That will be deleted. So df3 equal to df3 dot drop of 0. That's error, raise an error. Why? We provide the index numbers as student 1 and student 2. So this default indexing that will not be taken there. So if you need to delete a specific row with a specific index number, if the user provide an index number, that index value that you need to specify here. So here I am providing the index number, and then I'm going to print the data again. Then here you can see that particular data student 1 that's deleted from the existing data frame. So that also that you need to remember when you are providing the drop function. So when you are providing the drop function, you need to consider one thing. If the user already provided an index, that index that you need to use there. Instead of the positional index, we will use the labeled index there. If the labeled index is provided, that you need to provide within the drop function. Otherwise, we can use the positional index. So that you need to remember based on the drop. Then dash method is used to rename the existing index of in a data frame. So how we will rename the existing index? Which one? Rename function. We will use rename function for that. We will use rename function. So that's the correct option. We will use rename function. So by using rename function, we can rename the existing index. Then next question, import pandas as PD, then df equal to PD dot data frame of, we are passing set of values here, and then index equal to true, false and true. What will happen? We are providing the boolean index there. We are providing the boolean index true, false and true. That's the value that we provided there. So if you provide ILOC, whether that will be taken, that will not work. The reason is we provide the labeled index there. We assign an index there. So you need to use that boolean value along with the LOC statement, not with the dot LOC. So ILOC, it's not permitted to use along with the ILOC. You need to use LOC, then within square bracket if you provide true, then that will be taken. It's not permitted to use ILOC statement there, so they will provide an error message there. So that's the next one that you need to remember. The next question, write the command to add a new column in the last place, that means third place, named salary from the list of values, salary equal to this particular value that they are providing there in an existing data frame, name EMP. Assume already having two columns. So just assume that they already provided two columns and we need to add one more column there within the third place as the last place. So how we will do that? We will provide the data frame name, then within square bracket we will provide the column name and equal to the value set. We will provide number of values or number of rows that we already inserted, that we need to specify there. So that's a procedure for inserting the value within the existing data frame or for generating a new column within the existing data frame. Then we are providing another question. The teacher needs to know the marks scored by the student with roll number 4. Help her to identify the correct set of statements from the given options. So they are providing multiple options here. So from this, you need to identify one of the options, correct one. So here you can easily identify the correct one. So if you use df within square bracket, roll number double equal to 4, this particular roll number, that's a field name. So field name definitely that you need to enclose within double quotes. That means column name that we will provide within double quotes within square brackets, then double equal to for counter checking a specific value. So like that we need to assign or we need to specify the value. So df that particular column with the value 4, that data that will be retrieved there, So like this we can print the data. So which statement is the correct one? Option A, that's the correct statement. Option A, that's the correct statement. Like that we can retrieve the data. Which of the following will give the exact number of values in each column of data frame? So which statement that we will provide for that? Dot count function, PD dot df dot count function. So for using the count function, I will show you how that will be printed. So within the data frame, if you didn't delete this particular data, it will be the count over there, df dot count function. We are executing it, and then here you can see the count of each column, that's displayed there. Count based on each column, extract number of values in each column of data frame. So for counting the total number of values within each column, we will use which function? We will use df dot count function. Then we are moving to the next one. Display the first two columns of data frame. So if you require to display the first two columns from a data frame, how we will do that? Dot columns statement that will be used for extracting the column names. So from that, if you require to retrieve first two values, we can use the slicing process there. So how we will do that? First two columns data, df dot columns will retrieve the column names. So first two column names that will be retrieved by using this statement, and then that particular data that will be displayed. So option B, that's the correct answer. So within square bracket we will use the slicing mechanism. So whenever we are providing df dot columns, they will retrieve which data? This column names that will be retrieved, maths, chemistry and physics data that they will retrieve. And when we are using 0 colon 2, only 0 and 1 location values, that means maths and chemistry values, that column names that will be retrieved. So that data that will be displayed. So only maths and chemistry data that will be displayed by using that statement. So that's the process of doing that. Then next question, which method is used to delete a row or column in data frame? Either row or column, if you require to delete, which function that we will use? Drop function that we need to use there, drop function. Then next question, delete a row. The parameter access of function drop is assigned the value dash. For deleting a row, access equal to 0 that you need to provide there, access equal to 0 that you need to provide there. So which option? Option A. This one is the correct answer. Access equal to 0 means row and access equal to 1 means column. Like that we can provide the information. And then another question, the following statement will, they are providing a drop function with certain columns and access equal to 1. df is a data frame object. So what will happen when you execute this one? Deletes 3 columns having labels, name, class and roll number. So that's the first option. The next option, 3 rows. Then next option, delete any 3 columns. So which one is the correct one? 3 columns having labels, name, class and roll number. So option A, that's the correct answer. Option A, that's the correct answer. Then if the data frame has more than one row with the same label, then the data frame dot drop method will delete dash. First matching row from it, all the matching rows from it, then last matching row from it, or return error. So what will happen when you provide drop function? Let's provide it with more than one value with the same label. What will happen? They will delete all the matching rows from it, all the matching rows from it. So this one is the correct answer, all the matching rows from it. So if you are providing multiple values there, which option is the correct one? All the matching rows from the data frame that will be deleted by using the drop function that you need to remember based on the drop function. So these are the questions that we are discussing in this video.